understand clearly what is a two-port network. When you say port or a port, it's just an access to a network. And normally it consists of two terminals. As you can see from the illustration, you have a linear network. Sinabi natin network that may be made of complicated circuitry, like the one you can see on the right side ito. Yan, okay? So linear because the current increases as the voltage. Kasi may mga devices na hindi linear, no? In other words, when you increase the voltage applied at a certain point, hindi naman magiging linear yung increase, no? So that's a one-port network. This is the network, and you have an access to the two terminals of the port. And the current that will be entering the port, okay, will be the same as the current that will be leaving the port. Kaya yan, okay? As you can see, current I enters the port and it was also leaving the port. Okay, we'll check. Meron yata pumapasok. Alright. Okay, so on the right figure, you can see a resistive network, no? So yung current I1 papasok yan sa terminal where the applied voltage is located, no? B1. And lalabas din yan dyan sa negative side niya. So this is a one-port network. So what is a two-port network then? Well, dalawa yung port niya. Okay? We have what you call as an input port and an output port. Whatever is entering in the input port will be coming out of that. In one terminal will be coming out of the other terminal of the port. Ganon din sa output. So this is called the two-port network, and assuming that we also have a linear network dito as what I have explained earlier. So you have two ports. The current that is entering the port is equal to the current that is leaving the port. Okay, the voltages and current to the corresponding ports are related using a certain network parameters. So yun yung ating i-discuss, okay? How can we derive the network parameters that would relate the voltage, current in one port, say in the input port, and the voltage and current in the other port or the output port. So I hope that is clear, no? That's our goal. Okay, we need to identify the network parameters. Again, this is a network parameter that is a characteristic of the linear network. Siyempre, pag nagbago ka ng network, nagbago ka ng circuit configuration, magbabago din yung parameters mo. For as long as the network is not changing, yung network parameters na yan, which we're going to discuss later, okay, will be the same even if you are going to change the input voltage. So changing the input voltage will going to change the output here. So that even if the network is complicated class, you do not need to make a complicated analysis by having the network parameters established. Any change in the input, okay, you can easily determine the change in the output kasi establish mo na yung linear network parameters. And there are three parameters that we are going to study today. That is the impedance parameters, the admittance parameters, hybrid parameters, and the transmission parameters. Okay. The hybrid parameters is very important in electronic circuit analysis. Okay. I'm not going to give an example here. This is but I just explain these hybrid parameters so that when you apply this in your electronic circuit, then it will be easy for you to assimilate. Itong transmission parameters naman, normally this is being used by the electrical engineers in dealing with the transmission lines. So we're not going to give any example here because this will be discussed fully when electrical engineering students will be enrolling the power system analysis course. So we're going to give some example for getting the impedance parameters and the admittance parameters. Anyway, halos pareho lang naman yung method or technique in getting the parameters for hybrid and transmission parameters. Okay? So why do we have to study the two-port networks? I've already explained the reasons, some of the reasons earlier. So typically in communication, control systems, and other electronic systems, the two-port network can be used in circuit modeling, in designing and analysis of the circuit. Okay? And kapag masyadong malaki yung network mo, imbis na paulit-ulit yung calculation mo, okay, paulit-ulit yung mesh, paulit-ulit yung nodal, since you have already these parameters, it will be a lot easier to calculate the output if you are changing the input. Hindi ka babalik sa zero in the analysis, and do the mesh and the nodal analysis again. So parang ganun lang naman siya. Okay, let's start with the impedance parameters or Z parameters. So assuming class that you have a complex linear circuit or network here, whatever it is, okay, and you have two ports available for this linear network. Okay. If this network would not contain any independent sources inside, in other words, yung independent sources mo nandito lang sa labas niya. Okay? by superposition theorem, we will be able to write the input and output voltages as the sum of two components. One will be of the components will be due to current I1 and the other one will be due to current I2. Remember, I1 is the input side, on the side of the input port, and I2 is on the side of the output port. So we can define B1 as equal to the impedance parameter Z11 times the input current I1 plus the impedance parameter Z12 times the output current I2. Similarly, the output voltage B2 can be defined as the impedance parameter Z21 times the input current I1 plus the impedance parameter C22 times the output current I2. So, in matrix form, you can write it in this way. Okay? Pinag-aralan nyo naman yung matrix form. If you're going to multiply the current vector or column by this Z matrix or Z parameters, you can write this equation. So, as you can see, class, if you wanted to get the output current, say I2, given the input voltage V1, you just have to define these impedance parameters and solve the equation simultaneously. In that way, even if you're going to change the input B1, since alam mo na yung impedance parameters, hindi lang kasi nagbago yung circuit mo, you can always solve for the new value of I2 or V2. That's one good thing about this two-port network. Okay? It actually facilitates the calculation whenever you would like to change inputs. Kasi nga, kung magdi-design ka, sinusubukan mo yung mga iba't ibang inputs. See what would be the result or the output so that you can refine or modify your design. And how do you determine yung Z parameters? You can actually determine that either by calculation or by direct measurement in the laboratory. If we have time next week class, still have time. Kasi last week na tayo next week examination na, unless they're gonna extend. If we have still time after the after all our lectures, we will go to perform experiment in two-port network. Or siguro demonstration na lang so that hindi na kailangan ito. Para hindi naman kayo mabugbog sa mga isasabi. Okay. So now, let me show you how to determine Z11 and Z12 or the network impedance parameters by measurement or by calculation. Sa laboratory, by measurement. So by calculation. So this is how you do it, class. Okay. So this is your network. In order to determine Z11 and Z12 or Z21, okay? In order to determine Z11 and Z21 parameter, all you need to do is to open the output port. Ito. So, naka-open yan. If that is open circuited class, then no current will flow. So, therefore, I2 is 0. So, in the first equation, if we set I2 to 0, then itong last term, yung Z1 to I2 will become 0. So, you're gonna have B1 is equal to Z11 times I1 remaining. And obviously, Z11 is just the ratio of V1 over I1. Okay? So, in other words, kung sa laboratory mo gagawin yan, may measure mo lang yung voltage I1 mo, at saka yung current I1 mo. Yung ratio niya, yun na yung Z11 mo. Okay? Now, how about the other parameters, Z21 and how about Z21? Okay? Okay, Z21 can also be determined by open circuiting yung output port. Again, dito sa next equation, if I2 is 0, then yung last term mo, Z22 times I2 becomes 0. So, therefore, your V2 will be equal to Z21 times I1. And obviously, the impedance parameter Z21 is just the ratio of B2 over I1. Okay? So, sa laboratory, you just have to determine B2 and I1, then you can get Z21. Okay? How about the other two parameters? Okay? How about the other two parameters? Yung Z12 and Z22, ganun din. And this time, ang i-open circuit natin is I1. Meaning yung port on the left or yung side ng B1 and I1. We're gonna set I1 to 0 kasi in-open natin yung port sa kaliwa. Then yung first term dito magiging 0. So therefore, B1 will be equal to Z12 times I2. And therefore, Z12 is the ratio of P1 and I2. Similarly, sa equation 2, if you set I1 to 0, kasi nga in-open mo yung port, then B2 is equal to Z22 times I2. So therefore, Z22 is B2 times I2. You can make measurements sa lab or you can calculate B2 by analysis. Okay? So, that's the technique in determining the impedance parameters. And this impedance parameters class has a special designation. Okay? The impedance parameters is also called open circuit impedance parameters. Obviously kasi, to get them, ino-open natin yung port, no? Dalawang port. Z11 is called as the open circuit input impedance, while Z22 is called the open circuit output impedance. Yung Z12 and Z21, which later on you will note that they are equal, are called open circuit transfer impedance. Right? So now let us have an example to illustrate the determination of the transfer the C parameters or C impedances by calculation. You can take a look at the given circuit on the top right. So you can see a network composed of 2 ohm resistance on the left, 2 ohm inductance on the right, and a 4 ohm capacitive reactance. So yan yung network natin. And you can see that there is no independent source. Okay. On the left side, you have the input port, and on the right side, you have the output port. Okay, we want to determine yung Z11, Z12, Z21, and Z22 parameters. If we are able to determine this impedance parameters class, then what we're going to do next, we're going to provide voltage input to the input side, and we're going to determine the output current or voltage on the other side. Okay? So, to get Z11 and Z21, we are going to open the output port. So, open natin yung port na yan. So, i-open natin ito, yung side ng B2. Okay? If that is open circuited class, okay, then Z11, as what we have discussed earlier, Z11 is just equal to V1 over I1. To be equivalent to V1 over I2. So, para dito natin kanina, anong nangyari? So, ngayon, dahil open to, yung sa kaliwa mo, I1 is 0, therefore, yung voltage mo sa minus J4 is also 0. I2 times I2. Try to write, parang yung kanina rin analysis natin, nagbaliktad lang. And the current that will be flowing through minus J4, kung naka-open itong left side, is I2. So, therefore, the ratio of V1 and I2 is an impedance minus J4. Okay? And so, you can see here, class, that C12 and Z21 is the same. And we call them open circuit transfer impedance. And Z11 is the impedance open circuit impedance. C22 is the output open circuit impedance. Okay. So ngayon, we were able to establish the parameters. So, using this equation that we have discussed earlier, we can now substitute the value of Z11, Z12, Z21, and Z22. Ayan siya. So therefore, class, given B1, okay, or V2, you can actually solve the equation. Gawin natin yon. Ang gagawin natin, mag-apply tayo ng V1. We're gonna apply 120 volts, 0 degree volt sa input side. Okay? And we're going, take note na yung kakabit natin na voltage source dito, merong internal resistance. 1 plus J 0 ohm. So, simply 1 ohm. So, yan, internal resistance. Okay? Alright, so, we're gonna analyze, therefore class, yung B1 natin, from the circuit, yung B1 natin, we're going to take the KVL around this loop. Yan. Your B1 will be equal to the 12 volts source minus yung internal resistance niya. Okay, or that is B1 is equal to 12 volts minus the resistor 1 ohm times I1. Kasi I1 ang dadaan dyan. Okay? On the other side, dito sa output terminal, nakabit tayo ng 4 ohm resistor. Okay? Nagkabit tayo dito ng 4 ohm resistance po. So, B2, obviously, is equal to, by Ohm's law, is equal to I2 multiplied by 4 ohms. But that will be negative, no, by convention. Alright, so we can substitute yung B1 and B2 dito sa equation natin. So that will become this one. Okay? Ayan na siya. And we can simplify this equation. So it will yield this equation by simplification. And you can even write this in matrix form. O, yan siya sa matrix form. Alam niyo mag-solve ng matrix, no? Okay? So that you can solve for I1 and I2 in these equations. Okay? And I2 is equal to 1.61, 137.73 ampere. And that is the current that is flowing to the 4 ohm resistance. Ang ganda nito, class, if you're going to change yung input mo, yung 12 volts, hindi mo na, okay? Automatic na, susulat mo agad itong equation na to, papalitan mo lang yan yung 12 volts. Okay? And then automatically, solve yung equation, magkakaroon ka ng bagong current I2. Mabilis, di ba? But actually, it's a simple circuit. Actually, itong equation na to, class, nasa matrix, ano? Ayan. Kung yung sisipin nyo yan, nodal equation lang yan eh. Mesh lang pala. Mesh equation lang yan. If you're going to write the mesh equations on the left and right meshes, then you're gonna produce the same equation. Well, that is, simple lang kasi yung circuit mo kung complicated yan. Are you going to write over and over again mesh equations? Baga magbabago yung input mo? Time consuming, di ba? But if you'll be able to establish yung Z parameters at nagbago yung input mo, halimbawa yung 12 volts, ginawa mo 100, then you can readily solve for I2 without writing the mesh equations anymore. Nakuha niyo ba? That's one good thing about two-port network. Okay. And now let's go to another equivalent circuit of the impedance parameters. Si class, this equation can also be represented by this circuit. Di ba? Okay? Sige. Try to write the KVL equation on the left side. And you come up with the equation V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z1 I2 times I2. Try to write the the KVL equation on the right side. And you're gonna produce the second equation. So that this circuit equivalent is valid. Okay? And if you don't have any dependent sources, okay, you can actually interchange the voltage source, okay, to current source. Okay, they are reciprocal. And earlier, nakita nyo yung transfer impedances are the same. Yung Z12 is the same as Z21. And also, okay, another equivalent circuit of the impedance parameter is this. Okay, so as you can see, if you're going to write mesh equations naman, okay, on the right and left, you're going to produce the same equation also. Okay, right, and ang tawag dito is T-equivalent circuit. You can also convert this so-called T-equivalent circuit into a so-called pi-equivalent circuit. Okay? Now, one important thing about the Z parameters, okay, is yung symmetry nung matrix. If you go back to the matrix class, okay, mirror image nung upper triangle, yung lower triangle dito. In other words, C12 is equal to C21. Okay? That's called symmetry, symmetrical matrix. Okay, so that's all for the Z parameters. Now let's move to admittance parameters. Again, assuming na meron tayong linear network without any independent sources. Similar to what we did sa Z parameters. By superposition, we can also determine the input currents I1 and output currents I2 by using this equation. And you can see the input current I1 depends on the input voltage V1 and V2 and the impedance parameters Y11, Y12, Y21, Y22. So in matrix form, it will look this way. So, we can also determine yung admittance parameters Y11, Y12, Y21, Y22 by calculation or direct measurement in the laboratory. If you wanted to use calculation method class, okay, you can determine Y11 and Y21 by, this time, shorting the output terminal. Okay? So short natin yung output terminal at mag-a-apply tayo ng, let's say, current source dito sa input terminal, then we can determine Y11 and Y21. Kasi kung short natin, okay, itong output terminal, meron dadaan na I2, di ba? Okay? Definitely shorted yan. Medyo shorted yan, kaya short circuit current yung dadaan yan. May dadaan. Kaya lang yung voltage mo 0 kasi shorted siya. If V2 is 0, then going back to the first equation, V2 is 0. Then I1 would be equal to Y11 times V1 kasi yung second term 0. V2 0. So therefore, you have I1 equal to Y11 V1. So therefore, Y11 is the ratio of I1 and V1, which is an impedance. And we call it Y11. Okay? And on the next equation, if V2 is 0, then the equation reduces to I2 equal to Y21 times V1. Therefore, Y21 is I2 over V1. So, nawalaan nyo na siguro yung susunod, ano? If you wanted to solve for Y12 and Y22, then ang iso-short nyo naman yung input terminal. So, V1 becomes 0. So, therefore, in the first equation, the first term, Y11, V1 becomes 0. So, therefore, I1 is Y12 times V2. So, therefore, Y12 is I1 over V2. And the second equation, since V1 is 0, then I2 is equal to Y22 times V2. And so therefore, Y22 is I2 over V2 when V1 is set to 0. Okay? Pareho lang naman, no? Okay? Halos pareho, mayroong analogy between the impedance and Y or the admittance parameters. And similarly, may pangalan din yan. Kung yung Z12 and Z21 ang tawag natin is open circuit transfer impedance. Dito yung Y12 and Y21 are called short circuit transfer admittance. At yung Y22, okay, is the short circuit output admittance. Definitely yung Y11 is the short circuit input admittance. Okay? So, let's check an example. Let's determine the admittance parameters by calculation. And then, ganun din, no? Afterwards, pag na-establish natin yan, we're going to connect current dun sa input, current source sa input, and then we will go and determine the output parameters. Okay, so ito yung circuit natin. Simple pa rin, ano? Okay? Composed of resistive networks. 2 ohms, 1 ohm, and 3 ohms. Alright? So, first, to get Y11, we're gonna short circuit the output side. Ito. So, short natin yan. Ayan, naka-short. Sa figure B, naka-short siya. May current na dadaan ng I2. But what happens here, class? Ano mang nangyari sa 3 ohm resistor? Sinort mo siya. So, therefore, lahat ng current dadaan sa shorted line. Okay? Kasi walang resistance dun or very small resistance dun Remember? Okay, current will flow to the least resistance path. Kung almost zero yun, yan dadaan yan. Halos walang dadaan dito sa 3 ohms. So, kung walang dadaan current dito, class, okay, wala ka rin masusukat na voltage dyan. Obviously nga, ang B2 mo, zero yan yung voltage across mo Zero yan. Okay, ang voltage zero. So, walang current dyan. Kung walang current dyan, class, what happens to the circuit? Bale, wala siya. You can remove it. Para ito na lang ang circuit mo ngayon. Itong 2 ohms, nakaparallel sa 1 ohm. Nakuha nyo ba? And therefore, the voltage across the 2 ohm is also V1. Kasi parang nakaparallel lang yung 2 ohm sa V1. Where the current flowing in it is I1. I2. I hope you can see that, no? So, therefore, class, since we know that Y11 is I1 over V1, then, by using parallel circuit analysis, o kaya nodal na lang, or yes, nodal. Obviously, yung I1 mo is equal to the current that will flow through this parallel resistor R2 when V2 is shorted, and the current flowing through the 1 ohm resistance. Okay? Tama? And so, therefore, the current flowing sa 2 ohm resistance is yung voltage across the 2 ohm, which I told you earlier, na equal na din sa V1. Kasi nga, baliwala na yan So, V1 over 2. Dito naman sa 1 ohm, V1 over 1. Ayan. So, therefore, I1 over V1 is Y11, and that is equal to, simplifying, that is equal to 3 over 2 mho, or 3 over 2 Siemens. Okay? If, for instance naman, class, sinort naman natin yung B1 side. Ayan. Sinort natin yung B1 side. Okay? So, shorting B1, B1 becomes 0. Therefore, you can solve for B12, which is I1 over B2. O, ito yung figure C. Okay? Y12 is I1 over B2. Alright? Now, naka-short itong B1, okay? As you can see. So, what happens here, class? Okay? Kung naka-short to, walang dadaang current sa 1 ohm. Dadaan lahat yan dito sa line dito sa shorted line. That's what I've explained earlier. So, bali wala ito ngayon. So, ano nangyari? Parang yung nangyari kanina, no? Okay? Itong 2 ohms dito, parang nakaparallel lang ngayon sa 3 ohms. At ang voltage nila is pare-parehong B2. Okay? Ayan. So, therefore, I1 over B2 by Ohm's law, okay, is equal to what? 2 ohms. Diba? Or 1 over 2 ohms. Okay? B1 over I1 is 2 ohms. Or I1 over B1 is 1 over 2 ohms. Okay? Kasi, kung titingnan nyo, bali wala na yung 1 ohm resistance dito. Yung 2 ohms mo, parang nakaparallel na lang yan sa 3 ohms na ang voltage is V2. So, therefore, B2 over 2 ohms is I1. Or I1 over V2 is 1 over 2. Using the convention, that would be minus 1. Okay? Due to the direction of voltage and polarity direction of current and polarity ng voltage. Okay? So, ayun. Next. So, by this time, alam na rin, no? How do you solve for I2 naman? Ay, balik ka naman dito. So, short mo naman ulit yung right side, yung output. Okay? So, parang yung ginawa natin kanina. Okay? So, ngayon, walang silbi ngayon yung 3 ohms na yan. Walang dadaan na current yan. Kaya yung 2 ohms mo, nakaparallel lang sa 1 ohms and the current flowing is I2. Okay? And what? Kung nakaparallel yung 2 ohms mo sa 1 ohm, then, ang voltage across 2 ohms is just B1. Diba? Kasi nakaparallel lang siya. So, therefore, Y21, which is equal to I2 over B1, obviously, okay, is equal to minus 1 half din. Ito lang. Okay? Nagbaliktad lang naman. And, therefore, Y22, which is equal to I2 over B2, okay? Ito. Y2 over B2 and B1 is 0. So, dahil nabaliwala yung 1 ohms dito, yung 2 ohms mo nakaparallel na lang ngayon sa 3 ohms, which the voltage is B2, then I2 is equal to the current flowing through the 2 ohms, okay, which is B1 or B2, okay, over 2 ohms. Yung naman na current dadaan sa 3 ohms is B2 over 3 ohms. Kaya by nodal analysis, you can write this equation. Or by Kirchhoff's current law. Okay? And so therefore, yung Y22 natin, which is I2 over B2 is 5.6 mho or Siemens. So now meron ka ng values ng admittances. You can now substitute these values into this equation, so you can produce this equation. You can even write them in matrix form. Okay? Now, suppose ngayon, alam na natin yung admittance parameter. Suppose makakapit ngayon tayo ng current source dito sa input side, 2 ampere, let's say. Tapos makakabit tayo ng load dito sa output side, yung 4 ohms. Okay? Then we can compute parameters on the output side. Okay, by using the admittance parameter, similar to what we did sa impedance kanina. Okay, so, nagkabit tayo ng current source dito na 2 ampere. Therefore, yung I1 natin, input current is 2 ampere. Whereas naman yung on the output side, obviously, by Ohm's law, V2 is 4 times the current I2. Dahil by convention, this would be, V2 would be minus 4 I2. And so, therefore, I2 is V2 over 4. So, you can substitute that in the equation. Yan. And you can write them in matrix form. So, therefore, you can solve for V1 and V2. Let's say, interesado lang naman tayo sa V2. Solving this equation, okay, this matrix or yung equation kanina, V2 is 8 over 11 volts. And knowing the voltage, you can compute for the current. So, ganun din, pag nagpalit ka ng current, pinalitan mo yung current mo. Okay? Pinalitan mo yung current input mo dyan. Okay? Okay, papalitan mo lang naman yung input mo dito. So, you do not need to go through the complexity of writing nodal or mesh equation again. Dire-diretso na computation. So, that's the impedance and admittance network. Similarly, class, itong admittance equation, parameter equation can be represented by this equivalent circuit. Simple lang naman yan. If you're going to write KCL at this node, okay, then you can produce equation 1. If you're going to write KCL at the node, you can produce equation 2. Okay, so may reciprocity rin sila, okay? And also, Y2 is equal to Y21. You can also replace, okay, by pi equivalent circuit, okay? Alright. Okay. Now, the third parameter is the H parameter. Okay, so nakita niyo na ano diferensya, no? Kaya ang tawag dito hybrid. Kaya hybrid yan kasi kombinasyon ng V1 tsaka I2. See that? V1 yung una equation, I2 yung unang equation. And V1 is in terms of I1 and V2 and the hybrid parameters. I2 is in terms of I1 and V2 and the hybrid parameters. So in matrix form. So ngayon, question, how do you find the hybrid parameters? Ganun din, class, okay? To get H11 and H21, yan, okay? You set B2 to 0. Okay? To get H12 and H22, you set I1 to 0. Kung set nyo yung B2 sa 0, okay, iso-short nyo yan. Diba? Kung set nyo yung I1 sa 0, i-open nyo yung side ng I1. Okay? So, ayan. So, kung binigyan ka ng circuit, katulad ng binigay kanina, ganun din naman yun. So, titinan nyo lang yung equivalence nila. Okay? So, that's your hybrid. Okay? Similarly, yung hybrid naman, tawag naman sa kanila, short circuit input impedance. Okay? So, may equivalent circuit din yan. Okay? And then, yung H12, hindi directly equal sa H21, but the opposite direction, minus H21. Okay? At yung symmetry nila, dahil hindi directly equal, ito yung symmetry nila. The product of H11, H22 minus H12, H21 is equal to 1. Okay. The fourth two-port network parameter is so-called the transmission parameters. By the way, class, itong sa H parameters, ito importante sa inyo, no? Okay? This is being used in circuit analysis ng electronics. Okay? And I'm sure na in your electronic circuit gagamitin ito. Itong transmission parameters normally, ang mga gumagamit ng mga electrical engineers, yung mga working with transmission system. Ito naman siya. Kung yung hybrid, B1, I2, okay? Yung transmission, B1, I1. Okay? So, B1 is solved in terms of B2 and I2. And I1 is solved in terms of B2 and I2. And yung A, B, C, D, that is what you call as the transmission line parameters. Normally, in transmission language, okay, yung B1 is actually the so-called sending end voltage and yung B2 is the receiving end voltage. Ibig sabihin, class, kung mayroon ka halimbawang power plant, may voltahe yan, okay, transmit yan sa transmission network, tapos mapupunta yan sa substation halimbawa ng Meralco, yun yung receiving end, so sending and receiving end. And how do you compute for this A, B, C, D parameters? So, ayan. Okay, in order to solve for A and C, you set I2 to 0. In order to solve for B and D, you set V2 to 0. Okay? And their reciprocal is AD minus B is equal to 1. And yung symmetry nila, A is equal to D. Okay? Now, merong relationship class between the impedance and admittance parameters. Okay? Now, if you are going to invert the impedance matrix, kaya may minus 1 yan. Pinag-aralan nyo naman siguro yung inversion ng matrix. Ano? If you're going to invert the impedance matrix, impedance parameter matrix, the inverse of the impedance parameter matrix is equal to the admittance parameter matrix. For as long as the inverse of the matrix exists. Remember, there are times wherein hindi existing yung inverse ng matrix. Pinag-aralan nyo naman siguro sa math niyo yan, di ba? For as long na the inverse of the impedance exists, then the inverse of the impedance matrix, if it exists, is equal to the admittance matrix. So, pag binigay yung impedance matrix, you can readily determine the admittance matrix by just inverting the impedance matrix. Okay? Yan. Ito yung mga determinants, no? Yan. And these are the relationship between the parameters. Okay? Y, Z, H, I. Ito, nakatabulate na rito. You see the relationship, ano? Okay? Nung Y1, Y11, Y12, Y21, and Y22 in terms of Z, in terms of H, in terms of T. Okay? Ayan. So, you can always refer to this table if you want to convert one parameter to another. Okay? You can also interconnect the two-port networks class in simplifying your analysis. Okay? You can connect Z parameters in series, the Y parameters in parallel, and the transition parameters in cascade. Oh. For instance, meron kang dalawang complicated networks and you were able to get the two-port networks impedance parameter for network CA and network CB. Okay? You can get their combined Z parameter by connecting them in series. Okay? Ito yung combined Z parameters nila. And that is just equal to the sum of the Z parameter matrix for A and Z parameter matrix for B. Kung meron ka namang Y parameters, meron kang dalawang network, meron kang dalawang network yan wherein you were able to get the admittance parameters, you can get their combined Y parameter by connecting them in parallel. And so, you just have to add the corresponding admittance matrix for A and B to get the combined Y parameters. Yun naman sa transmission parameters, you can, we have two P parameters, okay, you can get their combination by connecting them in cascade. So the combined transmission parameters is the product of the two transmission parameters. Okay? So that's all for today, class. Okay, I'm gonna stop.